A word in season to the weary. Daily meditations from the ministry of Brother Bakht Singh. October 22. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? 2 Corinthians 6 chapter 14th verse. A Christian lady doctor known to me had an income of rupees 40,000 a year through her practice. Her friends advised her to declare a lesser amount of rupees 25,000 because if she gave the correct figure, the government officers would still think that, like others, she also had given a false figure and was actually getting much more. She came to me for advice. I told her that she was a Christian and so should never tell a lie but should give the correct figure even though the officials might harass her saying she must be getting much more than that. In the end, the Lord would honor her. In many subtle ways, we will be constantly tempted to go against our consciousness. We should not be deceived by the hope of some earthly gain to surrender our moral integrity. King Asa was given God's message of warning through the prophet, but instead of accepting it thankfully, he became infuriated with the prophet. 2 Chronicles 16 chapter 7 to 10th verses. So he put the prophet in prison. However, this did not change God's message, and Asa was troubled by wars for the rest of his life. He had forfeited the blessing of God. Jehoshaphat was the son of King Asa. He also began very well like his father. 2 Chronicles 17 chapter 1 to 12 verse. As long as he obeyed God, he went on prospering. But later on, although he knew how his father had failed the Lord and brought loss upon himself, he also succumbed to the subtle devices of the enemy and brought destruction upon himself. Jehoshaphat chose Ahab's daughter Athaliah for his son Jehoram, and in this way he and Ahab became great friends. The result was that much worldliness entered into Jehoshaphat's life. The same calamity has befallen many believers. At first, they showed much zeal for the Lord. They always carried their Bibles with them and witnessed and preached very boldly. The time came for them to arrange the marriage of a son or daughter tempted by worldly gain and prosperity. They made alliances with ungodly families. When some servant of God took courage to warn them and show them God's word, like King Asa, they become very angry with him. As a result, now they have fallen into sorrow and shame. All this is a warning to us not to allow worldly friends like Ahab to deceive us, not to be attracted by worldly pomp and glory to make marriage alliances with ungodly people, and not to get angry with God's servants who give us God's word. On the other hand, we are exhorted to obey God and honor His living word at all times and at any cost.